friend. Hope you're feeling better today. My body is certainly feeling better. It's been a whole week since the miscarriage. I'm only having a bit of light spotting right now, and I do feel pretty much back to my normal strength, more or less. But the heart is a different story. And today's practice is going to be for the heart. So we'll do a little bit of flow, a little bit of strength building, and a lot of listening to the heart, a lot of caring for the heart. So let's start right away by placing one hand on the heart and the other one on the lower belly, just below the belly button. You can close the eyes if you want, or keep them softly open. And taking a few deep breaths here. Try to look for the heartbeat. Maybe it's really subtle right now, maybe you can feel it, maybe not. Just listen for it. Listen with your ears, listen with your hand. And notice if the sound or the vibration of the heart changes as you breathe. Is there any difference between the in-breath and the out-breath? Does the heart beat any different? And if you can't feel or hear it, just try to sense it with your imagination, with your mind. What would it feel like right now? When you feel ready, let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Let the eyes gently open. And with your next inhale, point the fingers forward and down towards the ground, stretching the wrists. And as you exhale next, let's point the fingers in towards the heart, as far in as you can. Maybe allowing the elbows to come up or the wrists to come up a little bit. If you can, try to have the wrists and the elbows in one line. And continue alternating, inhaling to point the fingers down, exhaling to point them towards the heart. And with your next inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, extend the arms straight out of the heart. Reach through the fingertips, lower the shoulders. Soften the eyes. Maybe close them gently or let them be resting in front of you on the ground. Try to relax the forehead, the eyelids and the eyeballs, the jaw, even the tongue, the neck, the shoulders, the upper arms. As you extend out through the fingertips, softening the arms and the shoulders. Next time you inhale, point the fingers up, extend out through the heels of the hands. And as you exhale, tuck the thumbs and fold the other fingers around into a fist. Point that fist down towards the ground to stretch the tops of the wrists. Inhale, open the palms again, point the fingers up. Exhale, tuck the thumbs and wrap the fingers around into fists, pointing them down. And one more time, inhale, fingers up. Exhale, thumbs tuck and wrap the other fingers around them. Good, and then circle the arms here, circle the wrists, circle the shoulders, circle around the elbows and the fingers and whatever else feels good. Just move those arms here. Maybe they move together, maybe they move one at a time. Circular movements here, releasing tension. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, let the arms float down like wings by your side. Good. Let's slowly make our way up to standing. So I like to come to standing by first folding forward, letting the head hang for a moment, keeping the knees bent. And slowly rolling up. Good. And once you're all the way up, let's go ahead and step the feet wide, wider than the hips, turning the toes out. Lift the pelvic floor, lift the low belly. You can even use your hands to bring a gentle lift to the lower belly. So really engaging the deeper core muscles here. And the other hand could go on your low back to broaden the low back. So what we're trying to avoid is this, arching the low back, letting the belly stick forward. Instead, drop the tailbone, broaden the low back, lift the belly. You don't have to pull the belly back, just lift it up towards your head. So there's this feeling of support to the pelvic floor and to the lower abs. Now from here, we're going to bend the knees. And that's Kami, my cat, over here. So we're going to try to give her some room on the mat as well. Toes point out, knees bent in the same direction as the toes. And let's start by bringing the palms onto the upper thighs. Fingers wrap around the upper thigh bone. Thumbs can be back, the other fingers forward. And press down with your hands, straighten the elbows so let the shoulders come up. And you can be pretty up high, bending the knees just a little bit, or you could be a little bit lower and just support yourself with your arms, pressing those palms against the legs. The arms should make it a little bit easier to be here. Might even tuck the chin here and move the head a little bit like a pendulum side to side, just relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Good, and then slowly straightening the legs again. Let's turn the heels out so the outer edges of the feet are parallel. You can have the palms on the hips or wherever they're comfortable. Let's go ahead and fold slowly forward and down. Release the hands down to the ground. And keeping the hips aligned with your ankles, walk just your palms forward, as far forward as they're going to go. Let go of your head and give your back a gentle stretch. And if your hands don't reach the ground here, feel free to bend your knees as much as needed so your palms can comfortably reach the ground. So the knees don't have to be straight here. They can be, but they don't have to. And if you can't straighten the knees, please be mindful not to hyperextend. So keep a slight bend, a soft micro bend in the back of the knees. Taking a couple breaths here into the shoulders and the arms. On an exhale, when you're ready, walk the palms back under the shoulders, come up halfway, engage the core, engage the belly, bring the palms to your hips, and on an exhale with a strong core, come back up. Now let's turn the toes out again, the heels in, bend those knees, come down into the horse stance again. Now this time in our horse stance, let's bring the arms out to the sides. Turn the right palm to face up, and then turn the left palm to face up, and the right palm to face down. And continue alternating sides, one palm up, the other one down. Loosening up the shoulders, you can allow the shoulder to rotate as well, and maybe gradually this movement becomes a little bit bigger, so you start moving through the ribs, and the shoulders and even the side of the neck, and maybe even feeling a pull to the hips. Trying to connect the two arms through the torso. One palm turns up, the other one down. And next time you inhale, both palms are up. Inhale to straighten the legs. Turn the heels out, toes in. Exhale, fold. Wide-legged forward fold again. And this time in your wide-legged forward fold again, try to keep the hips aligned with your ankles. Walk the torso and the arms over to one side. Keep the hips where they are. Just give yourself a gentle side stretch here. Take a couple breaths into the side ribs. And as you exhale, walk over to the other side. With your exhale, come back to center. Inhale halfway up, engage the core, bring the palms to the hips, and exhale all the way back up. And let's once again bring the heels in, toes out. Come back down into your horse stance. Knees bent in the same direction as the toes. Please make sure not to let the knees fall in. So you want to protect your inner knees here. Now let's again extend the arms straight out. This time, turn both palms to face up. Extend through the fingertips, big breath here. Exhale the right forearm to your right thigh, left arm overhead. Inhale here, lengthening the side body. Exhale to the other side. Left forearm to the left thigh, right arm overhead. Try to keep the knees as they were. Take an inhale here, both knees are bent. Exhale back to the other side. And we'll flow a couple more times to each side. Inhale here, stretch the left side body. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh. Big inhale here, stretching the right side. Exhale, back to your right thigh. Big inhale here, maybe rotate the heart a little bit more towards the sky. Exhale, last time to the left side. Big inhale here, open the heart to the sky. Exhale back to center. Inhale, straighten the legs. Turn the heels out. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Take another couple breaths here. Shake the head, no. Nod the head, yes. In this one, if it feels good, you could take any of the variations we did before, walking the arms forward, or taking a side bend, a side stretch here, or whatever else feels good. Another variation I like is to interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift the fist towards the sky and take the shoulders up away from the ears. So if that feels good, feel free to do that. You can shake the head no, nod the head yes. And when you're ready to move on, releasing the arms, inhale halfway up, exhale to engage the core, palms on the hips, come up. Once you're up, heels in, toes out, bend the knees in the same direction as the toes again. And let's take the arms straight out, palms face down this time. Extend out through the fingertips, close the eyes. We're going to hold this shape. And I know that especially as we're getting tired here, this gets uncomfortable pretty quickly. But we really know how to get past discomfort. Let's tap into our inner power here, focusing the mind not on the discomfort, not on the pain, not on the struggle, but on the breath. Finding the flow of the breath and noticing the changes in the heartbeat as we breathe in and out. Can you feel the heartbeat? Can you hear it? Take another deep breath here. As you inhale next, turn the palms to face up, slowly straighten the legs, take your time. Notice the sensations pouring down your legs. Sensations are not permanent. They're flowing out of the body. Imagine tension flowing out of the heart as well, down the legs into the earth. Take a breath here, and as you exhale next, push the air down and let out a sigh. And you'll do that twice more as you inhale. Gather all remaining sensation that's not needed anymore. Bring it up overhead and exhale with a sigh. One more time, gather out all remaining pain, discomfort, disease. Bring it up with that breath and then let it go. Let's slowly heel toe our feet closer. And letting the chin tuck, soften the knees, and let your body pour forward and down into a forward fold. You can grab hold of opposite elbows and sway side to side, bending the knees as much as needed, as much as feels good. And whenever you feel ready, slowly make your way all the way down to the ground. I like to hold on to the knees here and round the spine, rolling down. Or if you don't need to hold on to the knees, you can have the arms forward and slowly come down. It's not as easy as it was before, but I'm getting there, and I'm sure so are you. Once you're back on the ground, let's give the knees a nice hug in towards the chest. Maybe rocking side to side a little bit. Maybe circling the knees. And then hugging the knees really tightly. Let's bring the forehead up towards the knees and squeeze yourself nice and tight. And for a moment, find every muscle in your body and squeeze it tight. Your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, buttocks, back, belly, legs. Squeeze it all. And exhale into Savasana, letting go of the weight of the body into the earth. Maybe you hug the arms by your sides, or maybe you place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, or take any other variation that feels good. And for the next few breaths, as you breathe here, look for the heartbeat. Not with your eyes, but with your mind's eyes. Feeling around the heart, into the heart. Watching and sensing and being present with the changes that happen in the heart as we breathe in and out. Every breath is a practice of letting go. We take in the breath and we let it out. And the heart expands and contracts, making room for new breath, new experiences. Noticing the heart in this moment. Without judging. It doesn't have to be any different. It's really perfect exactly the way it is. Even if it doesn't feel quote unquote good right now. It's still okay. Embracing the heart, touching the heart lightly. Just being present with it. Please feel free to stay here for as long as feels good. I'll leave you here for now. The light in me honors the light in you. I wish you well, my friend.